Now, is there illegal constitutional amendment bill number 3 of 2026 by the faction of retired General Chiwenga? That is the question that I'm asking myself, and I'm sure a lot of people are asking themselves at this point in time on whether is there going to be a reaction or a response to this current political development. In my view, as I would be actually discussing, unfortunately, my light is not switching on all of a sudden. I don't know what is going on at the moment, but we'll proceed with the live broadcast. Greetings and welcome to your lovely channel, the Tlonipani Global News. If you're watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press the red or black subscribe button so that next time when we beam live, you become the very first one to watch us. I'm trying to sort out my light. Hopefully it will actually give me a signal. Now, anyway, let me just continue even without it. I saw it coming through. Just a moment. Let me just, this light, what is happening? Anyway, let me just continue without it. I'm deciding to, I don't know what is, we'll continue on this live broadcast without a clear light. So, now that the illegal constitutional amendment bill number 3 of 2026 has been it is a legal instrument at the moment by Emerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa assenting to it or signing it. It means it is now part of the laws of Zimbabwe. Now, I know in the mind of many people is that the retired generals who were opposed to Emerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa have been defeated. Is that the proper line of thought to an individual having that thinking at this point in time? Did the retired generals and even retired General Chiwenga not envisage this moment? Did he not see this moment? If he didn't see this moment before, then it means he has been defeated. But look at the statements that he has actually put on the public domain. The story of King Hezekiah. If you listen to that story, retired General Chiwenga was trying to say King Hezekiah was given his time, but the time that he was given by force, that time brought a lot of troubles. So now Mnangagwa has been given 2030 term extension, has been given CAP 3, that is Constitutional Amendment Bill number 3 of 2026. The Blessed Geza Revolution existed to stop that because it envisaged that there would be trouble once Mnangagwa assent to this. Once if you listen to the story of Hezekiah, I'm still trying to get my light on. If you listen to the story of Hezekiah, now you would understand that Chiwenga envisaged that Mnangagwa would sign this bill. This bill may see the light of the day. What the days that will Dambudzo Mnangagwa, of course, he may get away with this, but what will befall him is trouble. And mark my words, trouble has just begun in Zimbabwe. Now you have seen Mnangagwa has resuscitated the opposition that he dismantled through Sengezo Chabangu. We are seeing Tendai Biti, Job Sikala, and other opposition political leaders, some of them whom had said they are not going to work together. We are seeing them regrouping, now working together. And what is putting them together? It is fighting against this illegal constitutional amendment bill number 3. I can attest to you that opposition will definitely fight against this. Legal challenges would be mounted, and most probably demonstrations would be conducted against Emerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa. Now, the story of Lazarus that was spoken also by Chiwenga. That story of Lazarus dying and saying Jesus did not go on time to Lazarus because he wanted people to participate up to the resurrection of Lazarus, and until Lazarus was risen and taken back to his home. In simple terms, if you listen to that story, it speaks about participation of people. We are deliberately not standing up against Emerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa because we want Zimbabweans to participate also in removing Emerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa. In 2017, Zimbabweans, were actually drawn into participating in terms of removing Robert Gabriel Mugabe. That is why when the tanks went to the streets, the Zimbabweans also filled the streets of Zimbabwe. You know, there has to be a tactic in terms of dealing with this problem. The coup of 2017 would not be like any of the coup that will see Emerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa going. It will be unique in its very, very nature. I can tell you that Mnangagwa is not going to be stopped by any paper or by any court action. Mnangagwa can only be stopped through an action that saw him coming in. And I strongly believe once you get into the presidency through the coup, you are going to be removed again through another coup. Now, the level and the rate at which a coup is now possible in Zimbabwe. In fact, if you want to see that something is happening behind the scenes, how do you explain a scenario whereby the entire nation has no electricity? Yesterday we saw that there was no electricity in all of Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe had no electricity. The grid collapsed, and you have got a government that allows the grid to collapse. That on its own, it's an embarrassment. It shows things to come. This process that has been done, it is so simple. They brought the members of parliament. Mnangagwa signing the bill. Of course, it is magnified as the biggest thing, but deep down within the heart and the conscience of Mnangagwa, he knows that the real war is ahead. He is going to face the people of Zimbabwe. He is also going to face Chiwenga. You know, Chiwenga has been written off in Zimbabwe numerous times. Nobody ever thought that we're going to see Blessed Geza advancing Chiwenga faction in a manner that he did. People thought, that one retired military generals around him who were his allies, all of them had been eliminated by Mnangagwa. But Blessed Geza delayed this process that we are in today. And Emerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa panicked. The delay was because Mnangagwa panicked, and we saw Blessed Geza single-handedly handling Emerson Dambudzo, and he knew that Blessed Geza was not alone. Definitely Blessed Geza was working with retired General Chiwenga. There is now Knox. They vowed that they will actually stop Emerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa. And don't ever think that it's just empty words. It is not empty words. Definitely Emerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa is going to be stopped. You know, I've been struggling through this live broadcast trying to keep on. But anyway, so definitely this moment of signing this bill is just the beginning of the war. The war hasn't ended. The generals through their submissions and through their communications with Mnangagwa and the feedback to the people of Zimbabwe, demonstrated that they would not allow anything less than the total eradication of Cap 3 and the restoration of the 2013 constitution. They have made it so clear to Emerson Mnangagwa. He still holds the power, he still makes the decision, but the buck does not stop with him. This is not going to be easy. This is going to be terribly hard. It's not a person who is using a vibe politically, but I think Chiwenga writing him off at this moment is a miscalculation. I was saying when those who were around him were eliminated, most of the politicians had written him off. But look at how he has consistently stood against Mnangagwa. Mnangagwa cannot fire him. He hasn't fired him. If he is doing so, if he does so, it will be cunningly, because he understands that the man still holds some degree of power. You see, that is why Mnangagwa cannot take that decision. Because Mnangagwa's political survival at the moment depends on totally defeating and dismantling retired General Chiwenga. Has he achieved that? He has not. Chiwenga is not supporting this process. And Mnangagwa needs the support of Chiwenga in this process to politically survive. And he hasn't gotten that. That on its own, it shows that it's not. That is why you would hear even if Mnangagwa, everything was okay, there would be no need for the press briefings of Chris Mutswangwa to lash out at retired General Chiwenga, to warn those who will challenge Emerson Mnangagwa. There wouldn't be all those press briefings. All those press briefings were done because they know that the game is still on and alive, and it is far from being over. Thank you very much for watching us. If you're watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press the red or black subscribe button so that next time when we film live, you'll be